All right, what is going on, guys? UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Pereira has just ended. I'm going to be going over the last three fights of the night. As predicted by my number one hater, I did shit for picks on this, which the only all these fights below the featured fight, I was pretty much just fucking throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. But I didn't watch it. The only fight I watched was I got the tail end of Hadley versus Sudirman. I think I came in like halfway through the second round. I'm not going back and watching all these bum ass fights, especially these three fights. The only one I might go back to watch Austin Lane versus Orbelis Bane. I'm assuming he just got out grappled all three rounds. Anyway, starting off with this fight because it's a bit controversial fight. So you got Charles Johnson versus Sudirman. First round, very close first round. Sudirman landed very good leg kicks. Johnson rushing in, trying to take dominant position, landed some good shots. The first round was very close. I edged out the first round of Johnson, but barely. Like, if you want to score it for Sudirman, I 100% understand that. It makes total sense. He also... Shit, was it the first round? I can't remember if it was the first or second round. He had that knockdown. I don't believe it shows it. If it does, then... Yeah, okay. So second round was the knockdown. I couldn't remember if it was the first or second round. So second round, Johnson gets the knockdown. Almost seems like he's gassed out trying to go for the finish. Then Sudirman comes back, like the last 30 seconds, reverses position and gets Johnson. I think he gets him in like a triangle or something, but Johnson gets out of it. Second round, I also gave to Charles Johnson. Third round, Johnson was tired. He was gassed. Sudirman was landing the better shots. Looked like the way fresher fighter. If this was a 5-round fight, I could see Sudirman coming back and winning rounds 3, 4, and 5 because he did win the third round. I gave him the third round. But again, it was such a close fight that I could understand if you want to score the first round for Sudirman, especially he was landing some very good leg kicks on Charles Johnson. But nonetheless, Johnson gets the win via unanimous decision. Not much else we could do. Moving up. Here we go. This is my pick of the night. Out of all the fights that I actually gave a shit about, I really wanted Rob Font to win this fight. We got Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. Rob Font wins via unanimous decision. Again, he won rounds 2 and round 3. The first round, Kyler Phillips gets Rob Font down with ease and holds him down essentially the whole round. Not much went on in the first round outside of Phillips taking Font down. If I remember correctly, it was not, does it show control time? It doesn't on here. That'd be nice if it did. It was rather quick in the first round that Phillips got in. Within the first minute, he had him down. After that, in Phillips' last fight, I was kind of worried because Font's one of his best weapons is his cardio. He can go a good hard 5 rounds. He's done it multiple times. And Kyler Phillips' last fight, he was pushing a hard 3 rounds versus Pedro Munoz. And I don't know if it was Rob's Font pressure. He was nonstop pressuring Kyler Phillips in the second and third round. Couldn't get it off in the first round at all. Got taken down too quickly. But in the second and third round, Rob Font was constantly in Phillips' face. Forward pressure. And I just knew, out of all the picks I had this tonight, I knew Rob Font was going to win. Now that I know the pressure was going to work as good as it did. No, I didn't know that. I thought he was just going to outbox him, which is kind of what he did. But I think really what helped him was the pressure. And Phillips, again, he looked gassed. Like after that first round, he kind of looked gassed. So, again, like I said, in his last fight, he went a hard 3 rounds. So I didn't think the cardio would be an issue for Phillips in this fight, but clearly it was. In the second and third rounds, Font did get taken down, but both the times he did get taken down, he was able to reverse position and get back up and secure the round, again with his pressure and boxing. So I'm really happy for Rob Font. I really wanted him to win this fight. I should have put money on him, but I didn't. Really wanted him to win. I'm glad he won. Moving on. Main event. This was a shit fight. And I thought I was going to be right for a minute there in the first round. We have Anthony Hernandez versus Michel Pereira. Anthony Hernandez gets it done via 5th round TKO. This was an absolute domination from Anthony Hernandez. I thought, my prediction was Michel Pereira via 1st round KO. And within the first minute, it seems like he hurt Hernandez to the body bad. And he was landing some few shots, and it seems like after that, Hernandez was pushing him with the grappling. After he landed that flurry in the first round, he had nothing. He was completely gassed. I mean, if you look at the guy, even Hernandez said in his post-fight, I don't know how this guy ever made 170. I don't either. He's fucking ginormous. Pause. After he does his big flurry, absolutely nothing left in the gas tank. So he should have tried harder. That's all I could say. And that it seems like he almost thought he didn't want to gas himself out in that first round, going for the finish. Although that's kind of what he should have done. He should have just tried to emptied the tank right there in the first round, and he might have been able to get him out of there. You never know. After that, rounds 2 through 5, it was complete domination. Like, I wasn't super paying attention. Like, I wasn't, in my mind keeping notes scoring the fight like I would on a pay-per-view. But I'm pretty sure you could argue that rounds 2 through 4 are 10-8s for Hernandez. It was complete domination. Pereira had nothing to offer. Could not stuff takedowns very well. He stuffed a few. I don't think they have. He went for 29 takedowns, according to the UFC stats, and landed 10 of them. I mean, he was in the 3rd and the 4th round, and even obviously in the 5th round as well. He would just scoop him up with the double leg and just fucking dump him. And Pereira had nothing. He couldn't do anything. He was completely gassed. Man, I understand you want to believe in your power and your ability to get people out of there in the first round. And I believe Kevin Holland got Hernandez out of there in the first round with body shots. And it looked like that's what was going to happen. But you have to be ready to go 5 rounds. And it's like he was just doing whatever Hernandez was doing to him. He was just letting it happen, and he wasn't trying to get out of any positions. But I knew after that, when it came out in the 2nd round and how easily he was able to be taken down, and Hernandez just do whatever the fuck he wants to him, I knew it was over from then on out. There were multiple times they probably could have stopped the fight, because it was kind of like he was just beating on him in the 5th round, landed just a few strikes on the ground, and Herb Dean stepped in and stopped the fight. Honestly, I would have just if I was his corner, you should have just threw the towel in after the 4th round. I understand in the 5th round he tried to get that flying knee. He barely had any energy to keep his hands up when they were on the feet. So I think Hernandez does have a future. He'll definitely be, I think he'll be a top 5 middleweight. Pereira, I think he'll probably stay at the top 10 to 15 or 12 to 15, if not fall out of the rankings. Be a good gatekeeper for the top 15 for the middleweight division. I just don't see, again, he's got 2.5 minutes of cardio, and even less if he's throwing power shots. So good win for Anthony Hernandez. Definitely needs a good step up in competition in his next fight. He even called for it in his post-fight. Called for somebody who will get him a title shot with a victory, which, I agree. I think he deserves it. What did you guys think of this fight night? What did you think about the main event? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Drop a like, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.